Do you believe that all mistresses will inevitably end up being stripped and beaten by the original wives, as depicted in online videos with no good outcomes? Then, as a former mistress, let me tell you, you are grossly mistaken. In reality, the blissful life of a mistress is beyond your wildest imagination. The first time I became a mistress, I was extremely nervous and also incredibly fortunate. The man was a real estate magnate. His net worth, I have no clue, probably in the billion-dollar range. We met at a gathering of internet celebrities. It was rumored that he initially wanted to pursue my friend then. Whether he succeeded or not, there's no way to know for sure. But from that day on, he focused all his attention on me. When he invited me to dinner for the first time, he presented me with an iPhone, won't disclose the specific model. Back then, giving iPhones was quite the trend. The second time, he gave me a watch. He claimed that when he saw this watch, he felt that only my wrist was worthy of wearing it. The third time was a limited edition handbag. I asked him if he had a girlfriend. He said no. Of course, I knew he had a wife, but I wasn't foolish enough to bring this up. I said let's be together. Then we dated like an ordinary couple. He took me to various upscale places. I took him on outdoor adventures for thrills. We enjoyed a period of happiness until one day we were caught red-handed by his wife. It was a stereotypical drama. That day was Valentine's Day. We were shopping in the mall and happened to run into his wife who was customizing a tie for him. Without a doubt, I received a slap. Then, suddenly realizing the truth, I used all my strength to slap him, turned around and left. Naturally, he didn't dare to chase after me. He had to pacify his wife first. 3 days later, I sent him a lengthy message, accusing him of deceiving my feelings, and stated that from then on, we would have no further contact. Then, I deleted all his contact details, resigned from the company and promptly packed my luggage, booked a flight to leave. On the day of departure, we met again. He was waiting for me at the airport and requested to talk. He said that he truly loved me. I told him I don't want to disrupt someone else's family, and I am not the sort of person who aims to be a mistress. He pleaded with me not to leave and said he would divorce his wife. I informed him that I had made up my mind. I had already resigned and intended to start anew. He told me that it was fine to resign, then transferred 1 yuan to my Alipay account, asked me to go and unwind, but I must wait for him. Afterward, I acquiesced, accepting the money he transferred, and being his mistress, waiting for him to divorce, and then I took the money he gave me, joyfully went on a vacation for half a month, and also pretended to show distress and indecision on moments. He was profoundly moved and begged for forgiveness in every possible humble way, expressed his love, behaving just like a lapdog. The day I returned, he gave me a small diamond ring, properly engraved our names on it. I asked him pitifully, "Don't you even dare to wear a pair of rings with me?" I took the money he gave me. He was very sorrowful in his perspective. He felt indebted to my love, but the truth is, I deliberately orchestrated this encounter because obviously, as his girlfriend, I couldn't obtain much from him materially and financially. Only by being a mistress could I openly reach out to him, shamelessly accept. Resigning was intentional. If I didn't resign, how could I demonstrate my heartbreak? I took the money he gave me. If I didn't resign, how could I make him assume the responsibility of supporting me? Work was truly exhausting. The boss was reluctant to delegate authority. Colleagues were unwilling to cooperate. I wasn't particularly outstanding in ability either. No matter how hard I tried, it was ineffective. No matter how many attempts I made, it was futile. The most agonizing thing every morning was hearing the alarm clock ring. Even with a million reluctances, I still had to get up and go to a place I was extremely reluctant to, and sit there for 8 hours, wasting the prime of my youth. But could I not go? Even more daring not, in this city where everything is expensive and everything is fast-paced, let alone not working. Even if I skipped work for a single day, I couldn't survive. Regardless of dreams or freedom, money is the key. If there was money, who would be willing to rise early for work? And now, a readily available cash dispenser was right before me. I'm not stupid, why not utilize it? Later on, life transformed from dating to having an illicit affair. Don't mention how thrilling it was. The crucial point is that although I no longer worked, my wallet swelled far more than before, because as a mistress, I didn't need to interact with him daily. We only dated once or twice a week. Distance was a favorable factor. It kindled numerous fantasies in him about me. Sometimes I would throw a tantrum. He seemed to relish the process of coaxing me. The brand name bags that his wife was hesitant to purchase in her shopping cart, he would promptly offer them to me like precious treasures. The expensive skincare products that his wife was reluctant to buy, he also learned to find a purchasing agent to surprise me. Sometimes I felt sorry for his wife. He didn't care, saying that his wife wasn't deserving of these things. Seriously, as a woman, sometimes I even desired to thrash him on behalf of his wife. But I'm not his wife. I was the mistress he doted on intensely. I could disregard household chores and not act as a nanny. And I could also refrain from working, because I didn't have to work. I had ample time to better myself, engaging in beauty treatments, reading, fitness, learning the art, and having gatherings with friends. Sometimes I would also explore some methods to earn money. In a nutshell, compared to when I was working, life flourished to a great extent. I had an unlimited credit card to spend, received luxury gifts during festivals. He would sporadically take time to fly me to Tokyo, Paris, the Maldives, and the Egyptian pyramids I yearned for. He indulged in my childishness and adored my coquetry. The more he contrasted me with the diligent and family-oriented wife at home, the more he regarded me as a charming and adorable little woman, allowing him to recapture his youth, that long-lost youth. However, all this would eventually come to an end. No one possesses eternal youth. No cheating man cheats only once. No mistress is solely for love. Later he said he wanted to choose his family because he had children. I laughed. I knew this day would arrive sooner or later. The nature of man is uniformly the same. Cheating on the wife while cajoling the mistresses. His first mistress, if my information is accurate, the long black-haired girl he met a month ago. The two have already become entangled. He was very astonished. He didn't expect me to be aware of this. I also ceased acting and being verbose, straightforwardly set a price. Ultimately, after some haggling, he transferred 50万 yuan to me. watched him complete the transaction and transfer the money to my account, then slapped him forcefully, shed 2 tears, turned around and walked away with my head held high. He will never comprehend that all of this was originally my intention. I left that city, went to the second-tier city I had always longed to visit. No one knew my past. No one scolded me as a mistress. Sometimes I contemplate, if all this hadn't occurred, would I still be sitting in front of the computer now, sighing, receiving a meager salary every month, just like my colleague? The boyfriend she had been with for 3 years broke up eventually. She wept inconsolably in the dead of night, really yearned to get drunk, quit her job, book a flight ticket and fly somewhere to let loose. But she couldn't because she had no money. She didn't dare to lose her job, otherwise she would starve on the streets. And the boyfriend she once loved with all her heart wouldn't be overly grief-stricken, continue to love the next kind-hearted girl for free. So you see, it's still promising to be a mistress of a rich man.